Hello everyone, this is Ananya Bish and I am currently a second year student at IIT Kanpur pursuing BTech in Civil Engineering. And today we have with us Debraj Chatterjee and he is a final year student at IIT Kharagpur pursuing BTech in Industrial Engineering. So over to you, could you introduce yourself a bit and tell us about yourself?
Yeah, so hi everyone. As Ananya mentioned, I'm Debraj Chatterjee. I'm a final year undergraduate student at IIT Kharagpur enrolled in the BTech course for the stream of Industrial and Systems Engineering. So I did my summer internship at Nomura in the finance domain, investment banking, and I recently got placed in Bain and Company in the management consulting domain.
Right,
Yeah.
amazing. My first question to you is that could you please tell us about your JOSA journey and like what made you choose this branch during your JEE preparation?
Okay, so actually, I got a department change after my first year.
Okay.
So I did not enter IIT Kharagpur with this branch. So I think if you're asking about why I chose this branch, I would want to mention my first year journey about why I
Okay.
chose this branch,
Yeah.
so it would be more relevant here.
Right.
So I entered IIT Kharagpur with in the chemistry branch, integrated MSc, but so I wanted to do a department change to get into a better branch, as to say. So and so when the choice for department change, the branches came out. So what people usually do at IIT Kharagpur is they look at the syllabus and the subjects that all the other branches offer. So
Right.
I also did the same thing, and I looked at all the subjects and syllabus of industrial and systems engineering, and I found out a lot of business oriented subjects here. So
Right.
business oriented plus engineering. So it's kind of a mix of business and engineering. So since I was always inclined for business, so that's why I felt that this subject would resonate most personally to me.
Right.
So that's why I chose this branch.
Great. What is industrial engineering all about? Like, could you explain it in layman's term? Like, if you would have to
Yeah.
explain it to a student, so how would you explain that?
Yeah, sure. So industrial engineering is the common theme that is across all IITs: production engineering, industrial engineering. But at IIT KGP specifically, it's industrial and systems engineering.
Right.
So basically, a system is anything that any combination of components or parts that is designed to achieve a common goal. So now this can be a combination of man, machine, processes, IT, software, anything. So systems can be anything. Your financial systems in banks, your operating systems in your computer, your railway systems, or even manufacturing systems. So everything that you can think of that is a system, industrial and systems engineering looks
Right.
towards enhancing the performance, optimizing it, or essentially driving it to perform in the best possible way. So you could say, so that's essentially why you say that industrial and systems engineering is a jack of all trades, because
Right.
systems are present everywhere in railways, in airports, and operating systems, IT. So there is actually no domain that industrial and systems engineering does not cover, which is why we are also prepped to go into all domains possible in internships and placement.
Right. Right.
So it's essentially you enhance the working of businesses because they have systems as their main factor, and that's why you put in your engineering skills, your math skills, etc. into that, and you also have your business skills coming into the picture.
Right. So I think that was a wonderful explanation. My next question to you is like, do we have any prerequisites for this branch, if there are any? And like, how different is this branch from the one called production and industrial engineering that are available in other NITs and IITs?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, so there are no prerequisites as such.
Right.
You just
Okay.
get into the simple JOSA counseling. And regarding the other industrial and production engineering courses in NITs and other IITs, as I mentioned, they are just simply related to production systems.
Right.
So, but in IIT KGP, we have this industrial and systems engineering. So it's all systems across every domain possible. So
Right.
it's not, so by production engineering, you would specifically refer to the factory floor. But
Exactly.
in IIT KGP, it's not production. It's everything and anything and everything that has related to a system. So, so we even study the same some of the subjects that are core to computer science fundamentals,
Right.
because operating system is also a
Systems.
system.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, what were the major courses and electives that you studied so far in this branch? If you could name a few.
Okay. So the major courses that are depth of the that form the depth of industrial and systems engineering would be something like optimization. So basically the common theme that binds all of the subjects together, it's optimization.
Right.
So just for people who are entering IIT KGP, I don't know whether they would understand the subjects. I would
Right.
try to
Right.
explain it in an easy way. So there's something called operations research. So operations research is essentially, uh, if I were to give you an example, uh, consider a railway system. So a railway system, you have to schedule when a train is coming, at which platform it is coming,
Right.
when it
Right.
will leave, how much time it will wait. So it's basically a full system that you have to optimize, and you have a goal there that you want to minimize the
Exactly.
lateness of the system. Trains should come on time, should leave on time. So there is something called scheduling that comes into the picture.
Hmm.
So there's a major subject called operations research that does all sorts of scheduling and optimization for different systems, factories, and financial systems also, and banks, etc., railways, airports, etc. So operations research is there. Then there, because you have to optimize for profit and cost also, you also learn
Hmm.
finance subjects. So you learn finance such as economics, engineering economics, project cost and accounting. Such subjects you learn to understand the cost aspects of the whole system. Then you also understand, because you also want your system to perform in the best possible way. So you also have something called quality engineering and control, which essentially means you are controlling the quality of the output of your system. So quality engineering also comes into the picture. All of it, all of the subjects are a lot based upon probability and statistics, because since you are an engineer, you have to bring in the
Right.
math part of
Exactly.
it and just not the qualitative part of it.
Qualitative part. Right.
So so that's why probability and statistics is forms the core depth subject of the whole branch, and you have other subjects based upon that that bind all of the factors that you would look at to make a very profitable and efficient running system.
Right. So
Yeah,
I think, like, to sum it up, it's basically a very diversified branch, and it involves
very diversified. Yes.
courses around different aspects of a business and
Yeah.
like industrial and management and all sorts of things that go into it.
Yeah. So you have different non-core fields like finance, data science,
Right. Hmm.
SD, and normal core subjects,
Right.
supply
Right.
chains, etc. So we have subjects related to each of the
Each
non-core
of
fields.
these non-core
That's
fields
why
are.
I said that we are kind of a jack of all trades.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, so if you want to explore non-core, then
Hmm.
industrial and systems engineering is best for
Very
you.
good option. Right. So,
Yeah.
okay, that was a great explanation. So, moving on and talking about internships and placements, like, could you share your own internship experience a bit, and like, where did you do all these internships?
Yeah. So I think that drives home my point further regarding
Right.
my regarding that we are the jack of all trades.
Right.
Since you can take my example that I did my internship in the finance domain. So
Right.
it's Nomura. So
Hmm.
Nomura is a Japanese investment bank, and I did an intern in the global markets division, which is a pure finance based role. And so I got a PPO from there, but however I wanted to do something different, and that's why during the placements I got placed in a completely different role, which is management
Right.
consulting
Consulting. Right.
at Bain and Company. So you can see that by being in industrial and systems engineering, you can switch very easily from one role to another in less than 1 year, because you already have the background
Right.
due to the different depth subjects that enables you to have the skills for different profiles. So any profile that you want to, and it's just me, but a lot of my friends in the department, they have got placed in good data science companies, good
Right.
software
Right.
engineering, Amazon. So Amazon, Google, Microsoft, all of them have taken people up from industrial and systems engineering. For data, American Express has also taken up people. So American Express has taken heavily from
Right.
industrial, in fact. From finance also, Morgan Stanley has taken this time. So consulting, obviously, Bain, McKinsey has taken. So there's no any domain you name. So even FMCG, HUL takes every year.
Right.
So
Exactly.
any domain you name, I can give you at least 3, 4 good companies that have taken this year only. So
Hmm.
not even the past years. I can just say
Right.
this year
This
only
year.
that industrial
Right. Right.
systems engineering has, and people they have taken from our department.
Right. So, moving on and talking about, if you talk about the placements, so how are the placements in core if you talk about? But I think, like you mentioned, like since it covers
Hmm.
variety of fields, I don't think like
Hmm.
there is something called core in this
Yeah,
branch,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because
So
you
yeah, so
basically explore different fields. So my question to you
yeah,
is that,
so mm,
what were the major companies that came to recruit and the roles that they offer?
yeah. So as I said, there's also a saying in IIT KGP कि इंडू का तो कोई core ही नहीं है, because like
Hmm.
as you mentioned, it's so diverse that we cover
Right.
everything.
Right.
So again, as I mentioned, if you want to specifically talk about the thing closest to core, I think it would be FMCG. So
Right.
FMCG companies like HUL, ITC, HUL, ITC, PNG, Ab InBev,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
they come and they take people from industrial systems engineering. Apart from that, if you I all even though I would not consider that as non-core to industrial, but even if you consider so SD, so one great thing is that there's a thing called circuital branches and non-circuital
Right.
branches in
Exactly. Huh.
IITs, right?
Hmm.
So circuital is essentially your electrical, EC,
Electrical,
computer
right.
science,
Hmm.
maths, etc. Yeah, but what the trend has been specifically in IIT KGP, I don't know about other colleges. In IIT KGP is that for the last 4 or 5 years, industrial is also being considered as circuital.
Right.
So because we study subjects of computer science, some subjects of electronics also. So that's why, purely speaking from a placement point of view, a lot of companies that open only for circuital are also opening for us. So
Right.
pure electronics based kind of companies, like
Hmm.
semiconductor based companies, or just pure CS based companies, they open for us and consider us as circuital also.
Right.
So
Right.
other branches that you would get in the same rank range, so mechanical or chemical, they don't have this advantage. So if you
Exactly.
are
Huh.
purely speaking from a placement point of
Placement point
view,
of view.
so industrial and
This
systems
branch has an
engineering
upper edge
come.
basically over the other branches, especially in IIT Kharagpur. My next question to you is like, in your opinion, how tough do you think this branch is to study as compared to other branches like mechanical or chemical? And like, as you also
Very
mentioned,
easy,
okay, as you
very
also
easy.
mentioned about the branch change. So, how tough is to change a branch in IIT Kharagpur?
Yeah, I'll answer your first question
Right,
regarding the load of the department.
right, right.
So, personally, I felt it's very easy because the subjects are quite intuitive, because you are
Right.
looking at businesses, right? It's
Hmm.
not complex formulas or something. I mean, there are complex formulas, but then also, if you can understand it, it's intuitive. It's not like you are doing some sort of advanced Fourier transform and you just don't get. And most of all, the thing is that you can see the application of your
Right.
work, of what you are studying. You can see that if you do this optimization, this schedule will be made, and that much cost will be saved, etc. So you will see the impact and the application of your work. So that altogether makes it very intuitive. And since the subjects are very linked to, there's a general underlying theme of a system that you have to optimize, right? So because you
Right.
are thinking from this general underlying theme, there's a common bond between all the subjects. So essentially, if you study one subject properly, uh, it sort of builds a good base to help you understand and study the next subject very in the best possible way.
Right. Right.
And And I think this is one of the only departments in IIT KGP if you go to class and just listen properly, you'll score very good marks.
Right,
That's
right.
my personal experience. Yeah.
And talking about branching, so what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, branch change in IIT KGP, the top 10% of the batch usually get a branch change. But if you want to get a good branch change, I mean, the kind of branches that people aim for, the circuital branches and the top
Right,
branches, you need to be in the top 5%
right.
of the batch.
So
So
basically, it is quite
that
tough
also
to like
no,
compete.
no, no. It's not tough. No, it's not tough. That I'll tell you something. So
Hmm.
when people come here, they get I mean lost in the glamour of the campus and
Right,
everything,
I
and they lose
understand. Huh.
focus. And they lose focus. If you can just, I mean, again, if you just go to class and
Right,
just listen carefully, it's very easy.
exactly.
Uh, yeah, you just need discipline to do that, and that's what is lacking in the
Right,
majority of people here.
right. Because like as you come from your JEE preparation phase, so when you come to college, you have this idea in your mind that I've been studying for so long since few years, and now I need to relax and just chill out a bit. I think that mindset also changes, so it becomes quite difficult to actually study and like work for a branch change. And I think if we study like properly the way we studied during our JEE phase, I think that won't be much of a problem to change a branch.
Yeah, we don't even need to study as much as we studied
Right,
during JEE. I mean,
exactly. Right,
you would know that obviously, but still,
right,
for the people who are coming in, you need to study a lot lesser. So I
right,
mean,
right.
if you just study like 3 hours a week, it's enough.
Exactly.
And just go to class. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, just go to
Yeah,
class. It
many
will be
people
enough.
even start skipping classes after a few days.
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
just be disciplined. I mean, morning classes can be a pain, but still
right,
go
especially
to
in
class.
winters. Right.
Yeah.
So I think that was it about the placements. Moving on and talking about your own personal experience at IIT Kharagpur. So how has it been so far to be an IIT and study at one of the most prestigious institutes of the country?
Okay. Very, I mean, the scope of the question is very wide.
Right,
I mean, I think the only regret is that we had 2 years of online classes.
right,
I mean, I had
exactly.
2 years of online classes. So if I could get one more year of offline classes, I would take it with both hands.
Right,
So and experience in the sense, it's mainly because I liked IIT Kharagpur because you see a lot of very intelligent people. You see a lot of intelligent people who have slacked off and they have
right,
deteriorated their whole career,
exactly.
life, everything.
Hmm, right,
But you
right,
also see a lot of people who maybe were not so intelligent or something,
exactly.
but they work hard and they have that ambition that they want to grow in life.
Hmm,
So
right,
you'll see both extremes of people here,
right.
and it's up to you which extreme you want to choose to be, and
Right, right.
you
I
and
think this was a
associate with
like a
people of
very
that
good
type.
point that you raised that students are not often aware of. Like, there's an equal opportunity for deterioration and growth at IIT. So it's
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
up to you whether you want to, in which way you want to go. I think that was a very good point that you raised. So,
yeah.
moving on and asking my next question. So, what are the extracurricular activities or the clubs and societies that are available at IIT Kharagpur for a student to join?
So yeah, regarding extracurriculars or everything, I think you'll find anything and everything that you want to do under the sun here.
Right, right,
So be it sports, because IIT Kharagpur is so large, so there are a lot of sports facilities here. So you have swimming pools, you have squash courts, basketball courts, lawn tennis, anything and everything that you want to pursue. So even if you don't know anything, so I have people in my I have friends that did not know about hockey at all,
right.
but then they just came in the first year and they just their seniors called in ki aja trials de de, and now
Exactly.
they play hockey for the inter IT team. So you
Right,
can go from zero to very good if you, I mean, there are avenues to pursue anything and everything here, like from in from the perspective of sports, also from the perspective of cultural activities, you can just do anything and everything. So stand-up comedy, I mean, these are some new upcoming forms, right?
Right,
Stand-up
exactly.
comedy, the traditional ones like music, guitar,
Dance.
etc.
Right, right.
Yeah, you can do it anywhere, but new forms are coming up: stand-up comedy, mimicry, beatboxing, etc. There are clubs coming up for that also.
Right,
And
right.
regarding technical clubs also, you have a lot of good clubs that are there and that are changing with actually the upcoming trend. So you have quant clubs that are coming up, consulting clubs coming up, finance clubs were always there, also developers club, and everything and everything. And if you think that you are not finding some club that is aligning to your interests, you can always go ahead and gather a bunch
Create,
of people
right,
and
start
start
a
your
club.
own club.
Right, right.
Yeah, nobody is stopping you from doing that.
Right. So basically, just to sum it up, we can say like there is a tremendous amount of opportunities available in any field or every field that you want.
Yeah,
And as you mentioned,
yeah,
anything that you want to do under the sun, like that's available in IT. So
yeah.
moving on and talking about, I think that's it for the interview. Just two questions left. So my next question to you is like very popular among the students, especially the freshers who join the college, and they have to decide what branch to choose or which college to go. So the question is like, what do you think, in your opinions, should a student go for? Whether he or she should go for a better branch or a better college?
Okay, tough question. So in my personal opinion, if you are getting the top 5 or top 6 IITs,
Right.
if you're choosing between branch and college, I think you are not getting your preferred branch or your
Exactly.
preferred college, and you are in a dilemma. So just to ease your dilemma, I would say if you are getting a top 5, top 6 IIT, but not a very good branch, I would say that go into the top 5, top 6 IIT. I mean, choose top
Right.
5 IITs over any branch any day,
Exactly.
because because the thing is that in the top 5 top 6 IITs you will get better opportunities. In the end, sometimes the branches don't matter in
Don't
both
even
fields.
matter. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so but some companies, some big companies, they won't come apart from the top 5 top 6 companies,
Right.
top 5 top 6 IITs. So
IITs, huh?
yeah, so you will lose out on that opportunity there. And the top 5 top 6 IITs, again, because they are old, they'll give you a lot of opportunities and avenues to explore regarding the clubs that we were talking about.
Right.
So and also the peer group. But if you are getting top 5 top 6 IITs, and also, I mean, you are getting a good branch, then I would say you could go for a good branch.
Branch. Right.
Yeah, so that's what I did also, because I was getting a good branch in the outside of the top 5 IITs, but I
Right.
was not getting a very good branch in IIT Kharagpur, but I chose IIT Kharagpur. And there's always the possibility that you can change your department if you work hard for the
Right.
first year.
Exactly. Right.
So then you get the best of both worlds. You get a good branch and you also get a good
Hmm.
college.
Right.
So if you can just keep your head down for 1 year. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So I think that was it. Just any final message before leaving to the students who might be watching this?
Yeah. So final message, I first of all I want to appreciate you guys, because
Right.
most people don't know about industrial and systems
Right.
engineering and how great
Exactly.
of a branch it is. So it's really great that you guys did this. So I'm really passionate about
Thank
my
you.
department.
Right.
I'm really passionate about my department, and so a lot in during the JOSA counseling, a lot of people messaged me also. But it's good that you have this interview,
Right.
and that I hope that this will help a lot of people to
Right.
do
Exactly.
at IIT KGP. So that's a great thing. And message would be just what I told, ki there are two kinds of people: people who grow a lot and people who
Right.
deteriorate a lot. I would just suggest everyone to be in the first category, grow
Right.
a lot, because I've seen a lot of good people deteriorate, and especially during the placement seasons when it all comes down, you start to regret कि
Right.
क्यों मैंने किया
Exactly.
4 साल जो भी मैंने
Right.
किया.
Right.
So and But if you just keep on growing from your first year, then you'll feel good ki well, it's overall you'll feel good कि हाँ जो भी मैंने किया अच्छा है किया and
Right.
that's what has led me to this place. So just मतलब be disciplined and future के लिए सोचो अच्छा काम करो बस
Right.
that is what.
Right. Thank you. I think that was a beautiful message.